A very, very warm good evening. This is Arnav Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arun. It is Saturday, August the 16th. I hope you've had a very, very good Independence Day yesterday. And we talk about the latest that is happening or maybe not happening in Indian football. And the big talking point, football fans in India, is clearly the whole topic is, will Cristiano Ronaldo play for Al Nassr in Goa or not? Again, that's the whole talking point that I've been seeing a lot. People have been asking me about it as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Good evening, Siddharth. Good evening, Tradawala. And at the start of this, for those of you who might be new to the channel, if you like the conversations, do leave a like behind, share with others, and as well subscribe to the channel and help me grow the community, our community, where we talk openly, honestly about Indian football, and of course watch the short videos that I try and make on a daily basis. The latest was, of course, the AFC Champions League 2 draw yesterday and the other things. So that says no Chetri for Kafa Nation Clubs, a Cup Plus. No, Brandon can understand we need to move on from Chetri, but Brandon played a crucial role in blue jersey so far. Siddharth, yeah, I still think the question with Sunil is, do I keep him? Do I not keep him? That's my simple question at this stage. Not sure what the idea of Khalid is behind that. I've also not seen any training pictures from the Indian team today. I don't know, you guys have heard anything official? I thought there might be some infos coming out from the All India Football Federation today about those things, but I at least have not seen anything today. And I thought that would be something that there is. Again, AIFF has today announced that in Malaysia, India and Iraq will be playing two friendly matches ahead of the AFC U23 Asian Cup qualifier. So therefore, the information policy about things from the AIFF at the moment is not the best, if you ask me. If you ask me at the moment, I thought yesterday was very, very unlucky that you first came out and mentioned, these players have been called up, but the clubs are not releasing them, senior team and under 23s, and then you come out later on after, and it had a mistake, right? Abhinav Gomez suddenly was an East Bengal player, and other things, and and then you did come out with the 22 players afterwards, even did a press release, not very, very like the way I would like a national federation to communicate with us as fans. I think we want to be kept up to date about things, and good news, bad news doesn't matter, but you keep people up to date. I think that would be, in my opinion, the fairest thing to do, whatever it is. But that's the way that they have thought about it yesterday. So therefore, for me, I don't know. I mean, I thought, again, first training day today, supposedly, then why there are no, at least pictures, Khalid in an India shirt or something of the sorts, I thought would have been appropriate to see today, and all of that I at least haven't seen anywhere, even the usual suspects. And therefore, for me, yeah, that's an interesting one. Siddharth says AIFF humiliating itself and clubs opening on social media like clown. Yeah, again, it's like a clown. Again, Siddharth, I've told you, be a little careful how you use your word. I would use a different word. I would just simply call it unprofessional. And the hope was there that they would rectify those things, and they haven't, and we're stuck in the situation we are in, and therefore, this is how things are. Let's see what happens. Good evening, Blue. Welcome back. Trinawala says, I was shocked when Edmund and David is not there in the list. I think, I don't think a lot of people will not be happy when I say that when I say that players like Edmund, David, Lal Biknia, for me, are not national team players. And the one thing you realize, which people will not like, whoever wanted Khalid as a coach, that Khalid will make no nonsense, decisions, right? He will not go what public car demand, public car, whatever. He will take whoever he thinks is right, and yeah. So therefore, I don't think these are the players in the long run. Again, asking Canada what they think about Edmund, and I think that would be a summary of yours of where he is. He has to, if he wants to be a national team player, he has to be better. And I think the Khalid Jamil, and therefore for me, that is very, very sensible. And again, those players to me, yeah, I don't think are, and we've seen that now. Yeah, you've given their chances, and you think, oh, they bring energy, they bring this, yeah, but where's the quality? Right, that's not going to work. Edmund can play good number 10, but don't know why he's not there, because he's not good enough. As I just said, to me, he's not good enough, and therefore, again, people will not like it, but again, Khalid will make those decisions. Khalid will call up certain players where a lot of people will be very, very unhappy. I'm very, very sure about that. And I was yesterday joking about Pranay Halder, but if Pranay Halder plays 2 or 3 good matches, he could be back, because that's the kind of player that he likes and he trusts. Happy Janmashtami to you as well. Is the squad final, or Durand Cup playing teams would release their players? Then it will change. Blue, I guess, depending on the results in the Durand Cup, teams will release players. So I guess tomorrow will be an interesting one about who loses, because then that will decide on who joins the national team, I would think. If you ask me, that is my logic. Because again, Northeast United won, so that means Jitim MS was not joining them at the moment. So therefore, tomorrow interesting will be if Jamshedpur FC loses to Diamond Harbour. So that would release a few Jamshedpur FC players for the senior and for the under-23s. And East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, I guess we've got 7 Mohun Bagan players on the list. So from an Indian national team perspective, I think everybody should be an East Bengal fan. So if Mohun Bagan loses, then those players will be released and would be joining the national team. So that's what I understand. I think Khalid might try and reach out and try and work out something. I don't know if he has been successful or not, because that's again another thing which is very, very tough to get those players released by them from their respective clubs. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. My grandma often talks about you and always appreciate. Name is only Shanlata. Okay. My name is Vinayak. Welcome, Vinayak. Sorry, missed yesterday. ACL2 does AFC help home team for plate maintenance or sponsor money? Ognian, exactly. That's an answer which I gave, because I think it was it you or someone else asked me, to me. No, the ACL gives you a lump sum money to participate in these competitions. And then you could get money by winning matches and then qualifying for the next round. So that's the only way you're doing it. And all these costs and other stuff is on you. I mean, why are we always talking, Indian football sense, always, to subsidize things? It should be on the clubs themselves. Right? AIFF trying to escape from the situation now. I feel like they asked for clubs, please release players. We're trying for national team. They've done better in a professional ways. So that this AIFF has not learned its lessons from 2023 September, when we had the whole mess with the Asian Games, under 23 qualifiers, national team camp, Durand Cup, ISL start. whatever, right? It's on the AIFF. This mess is an AIFF made mess. This is not a mess made by the clubs. And the AIFF could have ensured that the Durand Cup could have ended by, I don't know, yesterday. Let's say, I thought 15, maybe 14th of August might have been a good cutoff date for the Durand Cup. And then you get your time with your camps with the teams, right? So I don't know. In Khalid era, will we not be having passing football or those number 10 simple old school English football? When did we have Ogni passing football? One thing to all of you, my simple request, do not talk about passing football in connection with an Indian national team. We are not capable of playing passing football. Do me this one favor. This one thing hasn't changed in the last 27 years. We do not, stringing three passes together is not passing football. We have played our best football whenever we have done the football basics right. When we talk about passing football, even worse is when I hear the word possession football. When your Steamart was talking about possession football, I was thinking, he should be immediately his coaching license should be taken away because he's ignorant. We are talking, possession football. How many teams around the world are capable of possessing? Do you understand how good or how bad our players are with their technical capabilities? This is my problem with these guys. That they hit out things. No, we will play. I don't even know if we're going to play old English style football. Khalid will stand deep and then hope someone has some idea with the attack and then takes it forward. That's how Dilshad Parisi played last season, right? Now, welcome that to the national team, all of you who wanted it. Yes, that can be seen where we can see Akash Mishra is back after ACL injury directed to the national team and one more player comes from Army team. Traderwala, Akash Mishra to me is, I think, a good test. You've called up 35 players. You have a problem with your right backs and left backs. Akash, if and when fit, is one of your best left backs in the country, if not the best left back in the country. And he's called up 35 players. So he's checking out what is the status of Akash Mishra at the moment. Because Akash Mishra, to me, I don't think he will make the cut for the CAFA Nations Cup. I think Akash Mishra is just to see, hey, where do you stand? And then he's given some homework. And then maybe he'll be called up for the next camp. Or if Khalid thinks he's not good enough, he might not call him up in October as well for the camp. So therefore, that makes sense. The Army guy, I have no clue how good or bad he is. Some people tell me, we've seen him play in the I-League for Trau and all that stuff. I don't even remember seeing him. So therefore, yeah. When is the I-League starting? Pranjal, there's no date. I-League is, has the AIFF talked anything about the start of the I-League? Just asking a question, right? The AIFF has also talked about, we need to think about a different league and all that stuff, right? So a lot of talks has been about this and that and everything. But has the AIFF really talked about the questions, the queries that you and I and we have, right? No, they haven't. Right? So there's no clear-cut calendar. Kalyan has thrown out, we could do the Super Cup in September. And it's like, yeah, but if your league is going to start in December, maybe December looks tight, most probably, So that's it. Why no Brandon? He's the only central attacking midfielder other than Sahal. Ankit, good question. He was one of the players who these things, because that is not the way that Khalid plays. Khalid will play what, a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1 maybe, depending on what it is. Let's see. Good afternoon, Zoravar. Sunil has been scrapped from the national team. What do you think? Is it the end for him? Zora, I don't know. I don't know if again, the question is, Khalid hasn't spoken to anyone, right? So my problem is, like with all of us, we don't know what the thought process is. Why is a player in or why is a player out? We're facing that problem, right? So you know, after tomorrow, WPLA will go to the national camp. I'm going tomorrow to see the match. Chedawala, enjoy the game tomorrow. That is what I understand, that some clubs will be releasing players. So we'll have to wait and see. Even there are 4 U23 players too, I think, in Mohun Bagan. So basically, players will release if they lose. Yeah. That's the same, Blue. For the interest of Indian football, Mohun Bagan should lose tomorrow, and then they can release most of their squad for senior national team as well as under 23 assignments. Today she's busy, so I'm talking from next live stream. She'll be there. Okay, nice. Good evening, Zoravar. Stadium maintenance and pitch, anything done for ACL standard, ACL2 standard? Okay, there is, as with everything, they give you a manual of what they expect you to have in regard to standard of pitch, what kind of ACL2 branding needs to be around, with advertising boards around the pitch, branding in and around the stadium, areas for press conference, backdrops for interviews, all those kind of things. And I think, if I'm not wrong, you also have to have have VR, I think. So that is, I think, something. I don't know if it's going to be from the group stage this season or if it's going to be from the knockouts, but there's supposed to be VR this season. Indian footballers are technically not good enough for any kind of playing style. The people have to understand that, but they still don't do that. Yeah. So, Zoravar, yeah, that's a very sad part. So therefore, let's wait and see. I don't know which tactics he used. At the end, result matters. If we park bus or Boeing something, we want result. Okay, Goku. If Khalid Jamil wants to bet on young players, then why a 32-year-old guy from Army team got selected, who even don't play much competitive football? So that, again, I don't have a logic to it. I know that some of the younger players are not called under 23 guys because they are part of the under 23s. I think that's so therefore for me, that's the choice. But again, how this choice was made, I still don't know. I honestly still don't know how this comes about. Funny how Kalyan Chaubey trying everything to remain president and continue next term, going Super Bowl clubs, arranging 1-2 friendlies, which he didn't do a single time earlier. Great politician. Okay. Armed forces players have better touch and physicality than our national team players. Lord kya rakha sport mein kya matlab hai iska? Nishant, no. With all due respect, no. Right? If the army teams are so good, and they've never been, right? I mean, that's also a point. But hey, Edgar Mendes mutual terminates contract with BFC, citing non-payment status on certain for more players to follow from other teams. Yes. Again, it's the middle of August. There is no clarity, and therefore, I think more and more of the foreigners will decide to leave India and go to other countries, other leagues. Yeah, that was bound to happen. That is going to happen. International Soccer Break, a YouTube channel, said that Khalid Jamil will be able to do good because he has been managing underdog teams. But my question is, this time there won't be any foreign guys. I take simple this week a very, 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 very good example, and that's Manolo Marquez. Think about FC Goa and the way Manolo played. And think about the influence of the 6 foreigners on the field. The 6 foreigners were a reason that they scored 2 goals. The 6 foreigners were the main reason why they didn't concede too many goals. And if Manolo had a full Indian team, they would have been drowned, right? So therefore, that's a point which you raise, which is very, very true, very, very important to mention, because yes, without those foreigners, again, the standard of the ISL, the standard of even the I League, the standard of Indian football would be much less. And that's a problem which you see nowadays in the national team. If Ronaldo plays against an Indian club in India, I guess something can change. Yo, mad bro, I don't think so. It's going to be a PR spectacle. It's like this whole, oh, Messi is coming in December and, 4-city tour and this and that and everything. What impact does it have? Messi played with Argentina against Venezuela and Kolkata in 2011. What impact did it have? I've managed Bayern Munich. We played Oli Khan's last match in Calcutta. I organized India versus Bayern Munich in 2012. Nice things, great fun, all good. But what is the long-term value of that, right? It's a nice PR story. Indian football will have to do its own stuff to grow. These stories are very, very nice. I see a lot of people are jumping on it and reporting about it and doing this and doing that and whatever. We need to do our stuff. Otherwise, Indian football will not grow, and that is something which is very, very important. These are nice stories. This is great for FC Goa. It's lovely PR, but it's nothing more, and therefore we will have to wait and see what happens, right? More than 21 minutes. Quick reminder: those of you who are either watching live or those of you who might be watching, listening afterwards, do leave a like behind. Only 8 likes so far. I think we can do better. Share it with other people who you think you might be interested in the content. And if you are new, you're listening, want to subscribe, be part of the family. We're at 2,834 today. Thanks a lot. And join the family, become part of Arun Foot here on YouTube. And if you subscribe, then start asking your questions, and I'll try and answer your questions as I do from everybody else out here. So will ISL happen? Mukul, I have no idea. At the moment, it is more likely than not that it will not happen. If you ask me, the signs are not good, right? Manveer Singh, who got called for camp, is from Jamshedpur FC. If you remember, sir, I talked about him a few weeks back. Yeah, so that. But again, it shows you the situation in regard to striking positions that a part-time player, he's not even a starting player in my opinion, is getting a call. And that shows me that if other players, that's the problem. Though I don't get how Jamshedpur FC's Manveer got called. Yeah, we'll have a few of those. But if Mohun Bagan loses tomorrow, we will not be able to open our social media apps for the next 2 days. And that could be also a thing. Again, whoever loses, you should not be able to open it, but at least the players. Khalid Jamil thinks he's Stephen Constant by calling army player. Hannibal, I don't think so. And this comparison is not fair on Stephen. Again, that's why I would have liked that when this announcement is made, that at least, you make a few statements, sentences. I know Khalid is someone who doesn't want to interact with the media. I think he's one of the worst coaches that you can have if you're a journalist, because he doesn't want to say anything. But I would have liked to have seen, if 22 players have reported yesterday to the camp and today they were training, I'm still thinking of why are there no photos, no, I don't know, official statements or anything about it today, right? Does the AIFF have no media person in Bangalore, or is there a different reason? I don't know, because for me, this is very, very disturbing to say the least, that we don't have something like this, so therefore that is. Will ISL clubs go to court on Monday? Hannibal, the clubs cannot go to court. The clubs are not party to the case. Or the case is about the All India Football Federation. It has to be the AIFF. Reliance could have gone to the courts once more. Reliance clearly stated that, hey, listen, we will wait for a decision, a judgment from the Supreme Court, and then take our next step. That was clear. And the AIFF, as you've seen now, has tried to not really react to this. The meeting tomorrow would be 10 days ago with the clubs. Supposedly by the 17th, there was supposed to be a follow-up meeting. So also that has not happened between the clubs and the AIFF, from at least what I know. And therefore, let's see if it goes to the to the court tomorrow or not. Who is Sunil bench him in. I didn't know him from the I-League. Is he good enough to be called up to the national team? So Rava, as funny as it is for me that you're asking your questions in German and I understand it, again, for the others, it might be easier to if you ask your questions in English, maybe. So therefore, I remember I saw him once or twice, I think, and I don't remember the player. So therefore, for me, if I don't remember a player, even for something or the other, then to me, that's not national team material. Again, I don't know if there's a conversation between the AIFF, Khalid, and the army that this player has been called up. But to me, sorry, makes no sense whatsoever to call him up. But hey, this is what has been done. Brandon is missing from the India's probable squad. Yeah, bunch of again. First, I don't know if Brandon is injured. Maybe that is the reason, or Khalid didn't call him up on purpose. So again, the AIFF should have done a press con, or forget a press con. 3-4 sentences from Khalid, part of the press release, and just sort it. I hope something comes out tomorrow because today, so far, I've not seen anything. I don't know if anyone has seen any photos from Bangalore that they're training at the Dravid Padukone Center of Excellence. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see. Why East Bengal fans think their players don't get selected because they play for their club, and Mohun Bagan Supergiant players get selected because they're playing in Mohun Bagan Supergiant. Blue, this, yeah. This is a problem that we've seen. Again, we've seen Anwar, Jixon, and Mahesh Naorem picked up from East Bengal as players. I think they deserve it. Sorry, and Edmund is, and I've been saying this since he first played for India, not a national team player, not ready for that level. And David and Lambiknia, no, please. Again, before we call them up, I would ask Baichung Bhutia to come back out of retirement. How Southeast Asian football is growing, is it only because there are origin players and naturalized players giving the push forward? I think same as India, they also don't get competitive football. Gokul, this is the problem, I think, that we have when we look at Southeast Asia and that we compare it to Indian football. I think Southeast Asian football is a little different than ours. There's been a lot of football going on in Southeast Asia. If you look at the ASEAN tournaments and all, how competitive they are. But I think the origin players, naturalized players, as you mentioned, of the current generation, yes, surely has given them a push. But they have a football culture. They have a football culture. Even in Indonesia, in the worst state that they were in, had some sort of football culture. So therefore, if I look at those things, which we don't have, right, across the board, Thailand has it, Indonesia has it, Vietnam has it, Malaysia has it, Singapore has it. I think then we as Indian football fans also need to look at them and think there's a lot of things to, if you sign current best players in a single club, it's a common sense they get called up, Blue says Koku. Yeah. Go 8 players in starting 11 ACL2 is rumor or truth? Sorry, Honor. What? Goenka 8 players in starting 11 ACL2 is rumor or truth? In what is? Sorry, I don't get it. Switching to English, why people want Mohun Bagan Supergiant to lose tomorrow? Zorawar, I look at it from an Indian football perspective. If Mohun Bagan tomorrow lose, then those players become available for the Indian national team. Very simple, right? So if you ask me from that perspective, it is that very simple. Hey Rushabh, welcome back. Indonesia U17 qualified for World Cup without origin players. They're improving on all front because they're serious. Blue, that's the point. They have been working on their grassroots and youth football for a while. They have a working club football structure, right, with problems, and they've had that tragedy, with deaths and all that stuff due to problems and all stuff. But they've realized that if they want to go with the senior team to a World Cup, that the quality that they are having or that they are producing most probably will not be good enough, right? And then they realized, you know what, Eric Tahir, former Inter Milan owner, so you know what, let's do a specific program to bring in players of origin and let's try and push this. And therefore, I think Indonesia has done a lot of things right. So therefore, Brew very, very right. And especially Indonesia has done a lot of things right in the last 5 to 7 years. Zorawa says, I doubt Ronaldo will even come to India. People are creating unnecessary hype. Ronaldo would most likely won't want to play in a second-tier league, which is ACL2. I think, Zorawa, there are 2 points to this. If you look at even last season, Ronaldo played one of the away games. So, and if I look at the 25-26 season, Cristiano Ronaldo's focus is one thing and one thing only, right? And why? He wants to play the World Cup. So all of this is preparation. It's even a friend in Saudi has said to me, he might even not play some of the local league matches. So therefore, for me, I don't know. I'm not sure if he's going to come. We will have to wait and see. He has the option. So therefore, let's see. I think we went down the drain after every Asian country started feeling diaspora players. We can't do anything without diaspora players. Hannibal, this diaspora players is not a new topic. I think India should have had diaspora players now for I don't know how many years. We could have had them. We should have had them, I think. Again, I first raised the topic in 2001 with the AIFF. Mr. Dashmunshi tried a few things. Praful Patel tried a few things. Nothing they were able to do with all their political clout in other areas. But now the whole thing has become more sort of current because the reality is that a lot of countries weren't doing it. We were talking mainly about the Philippines. I think 2012, 2013, Bundesliga player Stefan Schröck started playing for them. So when Stefan joined them, that was sort of say the start of okay, now we have to try and see what we do, and otherwise, it's something that we are losing out because we've also lived in our own bubble, and the steamer cheers have not helped. In 2023, we were fooling ourselves when we're saying with this, with that, with everything. Where I said, so that's the thing. Please don't say like this. If Mohun Bagan lose tomorrow, then it will be tough to return back home for me. I have to travel a lot to see the match. Tredawala, I'm only saying it from an Indian football perspective, right? And of course, yes, family links, family roots. We do support East Bengal. So in a derby, I will always support East Bengal. Rushabh says to Zorawa, Al Nassr game in Goa is in third match day, and I'd say they might bring now to finish the qualification. If it were fifth or last match day, would have been highly unlikely. Rushabh, if that's the general logic to this thing, I think it works. So therefore, for me, I don't know. Ronaldo most probably will play all the home matches. I don't see him traveling to Iran, Tajikistan, or to India. When will Durand Cup end? The final is slated for the 23rd of August. So next Saturday at the Salt Lake Stadium supposedly is the final of the Durand Cup. Goku says they have excellent exposure tour in Amsterdam before Asian Cup. This is time before we played friendly against. After friendly, they went to Amsterdam, now World Cup. Yeah, Indonesia, that's going to be. Problem for Indonesia is sustainability. Even Vietnam heavily invested in grassroots and qualified U7 would have faded away since then. Zorawa, yes, it's not sustainability. It's how do you create a program with which you can have long-term success? How can you, as a South Asian nation, Southeast Asian nation compete with the East Asian giants of Japan and Korea, with the Gulf countries, and also be a power in Southeast Asia, because you see always it's switching. If you see the ASEAN Cup and Suzuki, whatever the cups are over there, there's a lot of changeovers there. By the way, who's Raul Mehra and what does he want? Anibal, he is a lawyer and he's been fighting for representation of athletes and sporting bodies. That's been what he's been fighting for long. Ochut, welcome. Ronaldo may also travel to India if he is convinced of the PR angle. Otherwise, from a purely football angle, he doesn't need to play against a weak side. Yeah, Ochut, but that's the problem. And a lot of people will hate me for saying that, but playing in Goa makes no sense, even with all the hype that Kolkata would derive from a commercial aspect for him. It would have been if BFC or Mumbai City were there, then it would have made sense. Even the Kerala Blasters wouldn't have made sense. So if you like it or not, if I'm just looking at it from a purely, PR angle and the impact that he can have, Mumbai because of Bollywood, Bangalore because of the IT angle and corporate angle to it, those are the only places where I think it would make PR-wise sense. Goa is, again, questions with Portugal, Portuguese heritage. If there's a story in there, then it might be nice, but I think otherwise it sounds a little difficult to me that he will travel to India. If Goa want to finish in second position, they must change their left back and right back, which are lacking very much. I think if they want to finish second position, they have to change a lot, right? And so therefore, I don't know. Let's see what they can do. Again, there are things that I think Manolo and also Molina have internally communicated with their managements that to try and figure out if there are players maybe available on loan moves. We'll have to wait and see what they can do. I doubt India will allow diaspora players due to anti-India racism in West. Many right-wing politicians are blaming diaspora for all the hate Indians are getting. In fact, there are calls to move Osaka card. And that's, anti-India racism is rising in the West massively. Again, Indians. But the problem are not the OCIs. The problem are Indian tourists and the NRIs. And this is something, that is. But again, who's going to tell that to people, right? Isn't Durand Cup being broadcast on Sony Live app? Is it just the television? I don't know, guys. Those of you who are in India, is it on the Sony Live app or is it only being broadcast on TV? Goku answering Ibrahim says, if FC Goa can field all foreign players, then the second position group might be possible. Okay. Again, and that's, the question of what do the clubs do? How do the clubs react? What do they do? There are a lot of questions that can be asked of the teams. It'll be interesting to see if FC Goa and Mohun Bagan Supergiant actually make some changes to their squad. But if some of the players, even some of the foreigners still are available in the market, because if there is a clarity that the ISL will not start by December, then players are there, and loaning out players, could help the clubs as well. So one has to wait and see. So therefore, there is a point. Both Sony Live and TV. Thanks, Manja, for the info. Even Indian politician requesting Indians not to go abroad and contribute to India. Only recently, the NSA of India gave a similar statement. Yeah. Again, rather change the behavior than going somewhere else. That's that would be maybe the better answer. Now, but again, this is where we are, and therefore, coming back to this whole will he or won't he? I'm really interested to see if Ronaldo really turns up and plays in India or not. I think that's a big question, and let's wait and see. That's a big story. Mohun Bagan has the ability to finish second. In theory, Abraham, yes. in practicality, I think it's a big challenge for an Indian team to finish second, given the reality that the Indian team will not be playing matches, right? So in the league, I think that's a big drawback, and that is something that you will feel towards the end of the competition, in my opinion, right? I think that the I think to me that's a big to me it's a big problem that that you're not going to play league matches, and playing league matches to me is very, very important, and also very difficult in my opinion without it. I totally forgot East Bengal and AFC Challenge League. Yeah. Last season lost in the ACL2 qualifiers. Yeah. Mohun Bagan, Super Giant. Needs a good foreign defense midfielder. Yeah. That's gonna be. CR7 should come to India. Man, why should he? Who are you? Who are I? Who are we to tell Cristiano Ronaldo if he could, should, needs to come to India or not? It's his personal decision, right? He's a legend in his own right. He's a footballer, so I don't think, again, if they can win it, they can get ACL2 direct spot. Or am I wrong? Guku, East Bengal are not in the competition. They played it last year. East Bengal are not in this year's. They were last year the Super Cup winners. As a Jamshedpur FC fan, I've seen Khalid Jamil trying passing football with a midfielder. We lost to Hyderabad FC, says Hannibal. Oops. If our neighbor adopts peer Usai policy, India might feel pressured to follow. Politically, losing to Pakistan, something the government can't easily tolerate. That's when real change might happen. Jedawala, Pakistan is doing it. Bangladesh is doing it. Sri Lanka is doing it. Nepal is going to do it very soon. So, yeah, Afghanistan has been doing it for years. Away and home against Al Hussein will decide the second spot. And this is the problem, Banjab, because you're expecting Mohun Bagan to beat Ahal FC. And that's also not done. I think every match, it's yeah. So therefore, this is too easy for me to say, Sepahan we're going to lose, Ahad we're going to beat, Al Hussein. Al Hussein is a knockout level team, so therefore I know. In fact, Mohun Bagan Super Giant fan base have started to call out Goenka once again due to lackluster foreign recruitments. Many are saying that Goenka's focus only on ISL and his AFC talks were mere scam to fool fan base. Yeah. Is a point, but the point is, I don't think, does Mr. Goenka know the level of Asian football? I think it's a question of his management selling him that dream and say, yeah, sir, we're signing players and we're paying a lot of money, and yeah. What if Khalid Jimin actually works? Then what will we do? Hang our heads in shame, Hannibal. I mean, what Mr. Hannibal forgets that despite losing Kandor, you guys literally defeated Mohun Bagan Super Giant in first leg. Yeah, but that was because of the foreigners, right? So Al Nassr attack is way more dangerous than Al Hilal attack. I don't think so. I think that Al Hilal attack that Mumbai City had to face with Mitrovic and all those guys was quite a good one, right? Why we don't allow Osai and PAO to play for India? Because the Indian, India doesn't allow athletes without an Indian passport to represent India. So that's the whole problem in this discussion. Only Pakistan qualifying for FIFA World Cup may stay Indian government. Otherwise, I don't see any change to Pakistan for Bagan state. I don't see that happening either. Is it that? So let's see. Goenka is not responsible for transfer. Mohammad Supertran should protest against their management. Aditya, he clears the money. He is kept informed. So, right. We always go to the biggest one. Nepal have only 3 diaspora players. No, I think they have more options. Hey, Rudra, do you think FC Goa will organize Al Nassr game in Goa? Yes, Gaurav. I think that will organize it at the Fatorta. 6-0 Al Nassr very much possible in Riyadh. 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, maybe double digits. Theoretically possible. Look at the attacking line that they are putting together. And FC Goa is not as good as Mumbai City at that time was, because FC Goa is going to go into this without league. Don't forget that. That is, sorry, but if anyone still think Pierre Jose could have or should have been happened, guys, get over it. I was Silulu too, but I realized nothing's going to happen unless government allows dual citizenship. Yeah, let's see. Kedawala says, Dada, I want to add something. Whatever is happening in Indian football, no one is one to sign players. I'm not biased. Yes, I'm Mohun Bagan supporter though. Yeah, it's a problem, So, so therefore, it's a very, very difficult. Let's see. Alina attack is weak. Worry they scored 4 goals against the UCL winner. Yeah, Aditya, very right. I still wonder, like, if a player have dual citizenship, the club would sign registered player into which nationality, for example? No, I think registered American. I've seen Jason Cummings. Gugu, for example, in Spain or Italy, if you are an Argentinian or a Brazilian or whatever South American you are, Italy, Spain, or Portugal, you're registered with your European passport. So you will always use the passport which helps you in your registration, right? Al Hilal is the greatest, best team in Asia. No one is close to them, not even Al Nassr. That's true. And again, Al Hilal is a much better team in that way. Even Al Ahly is above Al Nassr at the moment, so Al Nassr has to do some catching up. Indian men's U23 friendly against Iraq, I think they're far better than us, right? Uchud, I would think so, but again, under 23s, you never know. But Iraq, under 23 should be better. So therefore, those 2 test matches are going to be very, very good. Khalid Jamil first training pictures out as new head coach. Is it? Have they now finally released pictures? I've not seen anything so far. Let's see if the AIFF has done something on that. 1 second. Let me see. Yes. Sorry, guys. Finally, the AIFF, 15 minutes ago, finally released pairs. Khalid Jamil. And who do I see in the background? Mahesh Goli in there. Rahul Beke, Vikram, Brahim Ali, Danish Farooq against Nikhil Prabhu. Yeah, finally some pictures out. Yeah, thanks for that. Let's be honest, with the uncertainty of asset spending, Faisal looks more bad to me than good. Goenka may have a lot of money, but even after that, he's a businessman. Yeah, but Aditya, if that logic would have applied even for the ISL, he wouldn't have spent the money he spent. He could have built a as good or even better team with less money. Someone will take Indian passport. That's the question. Is nowhere. Mike, even if you want someone to take an Indian passport, it takes you minimum 5 years if you're staying in India to get an Indian passport. So it's not so easy. Al Nassr defeat Real 4-0, which is Portugal Premier League team. Yeah, but Abraham, that's a friendly first of all, and again, a friendly and a real match is also a difference. Hi Naveed, considering English coaches like Bob Houghton and Constant second stint brought results for national, do you think we should have gone for an English coach again after the match? I don't care about the nationality. I would have cared about who fits into the system that we have. Stevens' first stint was also successful, so don't forget that. So therefore, nationality for me is not important. It's just that I want a coach who understands, you know, you know. So therefore, for me, it's nationality, not a qualification. Also, were there any similarities in Bob and Steven's approach and tactics? No, no. We've two different characters. Bob was different. Steven is more of a strict disciplinarian. Bob was more of a father figure. The approach was different, and yeah, therefore, yeah, I would say a new term is getting popular among the right wing sort of non-required Indians. Okay, so will the AIFF allow all 6 players to play in starting them for Super Cup? Gaurav, are we having the Super Cup? First question. I don't know. So let the Super Cup be sorted, and sorry. So let the Super Cup be decided, and then let's see when, how it will be played, and then we'll see. I think senior team will play a friendly with U23. Both are in Bangalore. Senior team needs minutes. Yeah, Rudra is potentially possible in the next few days before the under-23s then leave for Malaysia. I agree that Indians sometimes look down to some people because the standards are not Indians and they're much more better than what social media portrays as Westerners, but still better. Don't know where that comes from. If they are conducting camp here in Bangalore, just want to inform the unput rains will further hamper training and preparation. Naveed, you will have rain and weather issues wherever you go, and therefore they're using the facilities at the Dravid at the Dravid Padukone training facility, and that is, that is something which is it's a good facility. So yeah, and elsewhere, if you would go to Kolkata, you would have issues as well. East Bengal fans are still crying about Vishnu and David not picked. They are not international. I feel they're not. They're not. Edmund is not. Lavitnia is not. Yeah. At least national team players with some practice and match time, even though very less. But what else can be done till the MRA is signed? My suggestion is whatever talks restart. Try for interim extension to May 2026. Let's see if that happens. It's a question of one question which no one seems to have asked is, has anyone actually spoken to Reliance about this, if they're interested of actually doing this? Just asking. Edgar Mendes terminated his contract. Yes, Aditya, he did. Again, and we discussed it earlier on. I think it's the start of a lot of potential terminations coming, because I think a lot of foreigners will go to other countries, other markets, because they will want game time, right? So therefore, for a lot of foreigners, it doesn't make sense to really stay on and hang on to play in India, because you don't know when the league is going to start. And keep the negotiations running. You can't, no? At the moment, there's no talk going on. Reliance has said, until the Supreme Court tells us, gives us a clear verdict, we're not going to do anything. And the question is, how quickly can you then, if let's say they say elections, new AIFF, new constitution, do we hold the elections? Does FIFA step in? There are a lot of factors which are there which can sort of derail the process at the moment. Can ISL clubs send players on loan after the transfer window closes? No, Gaurav. Loan deals have to be closed in the transfer window. So, by 31st of August. I think AIFF should have gone with Stefan Tarkovic, as they have AFL level experience with Strava, even though immediate result might not have come, but in long run would have helped our team evolved. Ellis, cinematics, I don't agree to that fact. I think because we are in a cycle, we are in a window. The problem is that so therefore for me, if it was the start of a cycle, that's why I said for me, Stephen Constantine or Habas would have been the best choices with their level of experience. And now let's see what Khalid can do. East Bengal fans, as usual, would say that entire AIFF is conspiring against them. Yeah. What's the shortest duration for which an ISL Cup can send a player on loan? First of September to 1st of December. Yeah, the other window is longer. I feel like Khalid's system can unlock Rahul, PAP, Aditya. Let's wait and see. In fact, majority East Bengal fans are against ISL MRA. They want I-League back as top division, see ISL as fixed league. Yeah, but the problem is if on one side you're saying, the ISL is fake, Mr. Goenka, this, that, everything. But okay, let's play with this conspiracy. And the AIFF also organizes the I-League, right? So how does it work that they won't be biased in the I-League? The logic for me doesn't work. I don't think happening ISL will be fair this year since few clubs are fighting for their life and some clubs are losing their valuable players. I agree this would be good for sustainability, but still. Aditya, it's not about fair, and the question is if the league wants to survive, so for me, the league has to happen if you have to have a future. Because if the league doesn't happen, we will have a few teams who will be disappearing very, very soon. So therefore, if I look at the ISL needs to happen. And it's not a question of fairness. The league needs to happen. Prithviraj says to Ellis Cinematics, AIFF didn't appoint based on any long-term plan. They just have Asia Cup qualifiers in mind. Yeah, but they gave him a 2-year contract. So then it is not a short-term thing, right? The AIFF should have just given a contract till March. Simple. Don't want it, we take someone else. It's mid-August. Even if the verdict comes this month, the new AIFF body form will take these 2-3 months. So even the Jan 23 ISL start is dicey. Yeah, of course. What should the 2025-2026 season is in real danger? So what are we going to do? Right? Considering ISL will not start as per the usual schedule, do you think it will be a good decision if ISL is organized in a centralized venue like how it was done during COVID to minimize total cost? Gaurav, good question. I don't think you can do it like during COVID, because during COVID you had one advantage. The hotels or the lodges in Goa were empty. So you could get them at a very, very low rate. Now, if I'm right, let's say there are two locations where you can do this. It is either Kolkata or it is Goa. In Kolkata, now you have more 5-star hotels, yes, and other accommodations. Could do it potentially. But Goa, the pricing of hotels is quite high at the moment. So I don't think Goa is an honest option. So if you ask me, whatever happens, maybe you do a one leg or whatever, but I don't think you will do a centralized venue event. Doesn't make sense, right? "1920 Indian spark Mohun East Bengal fans arguing not happening," says Goku. "Because I don't know Bengal football, why these two football fans find an hatred towards each other." Goku is very simple. The two fans, again, one side calls itself Mohun Bagan as Ghotis, who are born and bred in Calcutta. The others are Bangals who sort of had to flee before partition, right? So therefore, and you want to add Mohammedan Sporting to the mix, then you have a third angle to this whole thing. So therefore, these are things that have happened over the years, and that's what I'm saying. That is, these are very, very complex historical sociological things that have happened over the years, and therefore we are where we are today. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. Sorry, consider answer. Sorry, that was that. That biasness of Eastbourne fans coming from their messiah whose own club got relegated. Honestly, all of them are tired start. Aditya, that's why let's speak as much as I can. But then you add, according to Messiah, when your football is more better than Inter Miami, and that shows me that someone doesn't know his football. You know, Inter Miami is an incredible success story on and off the field. Incredible story, right? And I would have loved an ISL team since 2014 to have had the story of an Inter Miami, right? I mean, if you look at what David Beckham has built, it's just incredible, right? It is, yeah, it's just crazy to think that the club actually factory was founded only on January 29, 2018. Yeah. So therefore, for me, this is, yeah, incredible. And think about it, that in 2012, the first conversations happened in regard to having a team in Miami. Beckham and his group came forward 2014, and then they took it forward, wait, and then Inter Miami joined the MLS only in 2020. So they're playing their 6th season at this moment, right? And they have done things which an ISL team, an Indian football club cannot even dream about, right? Building an own proper full-size stadium, signing one of the best players of all times, top stars, this, that, everything. Yeah. Inter Miami is a model for Indian football clubs to actually have a look at if you want to have celebrity owners and actually want to take it to the next level, right? They have shown how to do it. Also, it's about that ISL is not going to happen before November if AIFF is competent. Aditya, November is not going to happen. If you think that a decision is taken in the Supreme Court first, they would have to call an election. That election will at least take 30 days to organize, minimum, if not 45. We're already middle of October. The new AIFF has to come in and then get into a negotiation regarding the MRA with Reliance. That's not going to be done in 2 days. That will take time. So even if I was Reliance in a situation, if you ask me and I was sitting on the Reliance side, you know, I would wait and see what happens. You know, is it true that Kali don't have an exit clause to next 2 years? Supposedly there is no exit clause, yes. And it seems like the AIFF has not learned any lessons. Don't you think it would be a good decision for FC Goa and Mohun Bagan and Supergiant to get Indian players on loan from the other ISL teams to strengthen their own squad till 1st December? Gaurav, you have to sign your own loan players till at least the 31st of December. And then on the 1st, you could go back to the respective clubs. Yes, potentially, yes. But the question is, as long as there is no clarity, right, when the ISL will start. Again, I am working on realistic timeframes, but the question at the end of the day remains, when, how will all of this happen? You know, so therefore, for me, very, very difficult to say at the moment, right? You know, right? More than 1 hour, 4 minutes. Quick reminder: if you haven't liked, share, subscribe. Only 8 likes so far. Do like. As I say, share with other people. And 2,837 at the moment. Thank you very much. So we're slowly growing the family, and yeah. So therefore, let's wait and see that we grow. And of course, do watch the short videos which I try to make. Did something on the whole group stage draw today, or last night for today, and yeah, all the speculation, Khalid this, that, everything. There's a lot of videos. I've done a few in Bengali as well, so do support, and thanks as always. Even though Khalid Jamil have been appointed keeping Asia Cup in mind, but there is no 100% guarantee that the team will qualify. So even if other coaches might have been appointed, it would same. Yeah, that's why I said, that's why I wanted Stephen Constantine or Mr. Habas. Antonio Lopez Habas or Stephen Constantine would have been good coaches for 7 months. And there are coaches who had applied, who were willing to do it for free, supposedly, I've been told. So, yeah. No coach would take a short contract till March, be it an Indian or foreigner. At this point, coaching India is risking your CV and more of a charity. Naveed, there would have been enough coaches who would have done it. It's a gamble, 100%, but there are enough coaches, yeah. So therefore, let's wait and see. Yeah. What happened in 1920? Sorry to say, I'm not born back then, so I don't know. What do you mean, what happened in 1920? There were people coming from the eastern side of Bengal who didn't see themselves properly represented and then started a club. Yeah. Very simple. Hi, Surya. I am doing good. Happy Janmashtami to you as well. Oh, didn't know AIFF signed contract with Khalid for 2 years. By the way, today is 3 years anniversary of FIFA ban. Hope we somehow avoid getting banned this time, although things still looks tough. Prithviraj, today is not the 3rd anniversary. The 3rd anniversary was yesterday. I don't know why people are saying it is today. The original letter is dated 15th of August. So yeah. Basically, East Bengal was formed because of lack of East Bengal players' representation in Mohun Bagan. Okay. Jitin MS deserves national team call-up, but again, he's being kept aside in Khalid Jamil also. Eddie Cinematics, he's been called up. He's not been released by his club. And does he deserve a call-up? I don't even think he deserves a call-up. Again, these are all these players who are not good enough. You know, that's some destination. Jagan Mohan, so they made East Bengal for Bangladesh is coming from East or something like that. Aditya, you know, these are very nice stories. And you can read up a lot about what happened or what supposedly happened over 100 years ago. Right? There is a lot of data, you know, and let's see. I don't think Jitin is possible now. He's busy with Durand. Same with Gomez. He's been called up, Aditya. Let's see. Rushabh answers Eddie Cinematics is a vast season wonder, nowhere near to be deserved. Yeah, agree. And we talked about this at that time. And last season had his chance, didn't perform, and yeah, that part is sort of history. Bengal Club was formed in India's non-cooperation movement. Yeah. Ochu says Inter that too in a country where football is 4th, 5th in popularity. Now we'll also find Miami and Messi merch in other US cities. Quite a story. Exactly. I mean, this is what, if we want to talk about football and its success, you know, so therefore, it's a brilliant thing. Manvir Singh doesn't deserve either that Mohun Bagan one and that Chantil did not talk. Again, Aditya, it's your opinion, and I don't agree to it. Manvir Singh from Jamshedpur, yeah, don't think he does. You know, and but the Mohun Bagan and Chantil is our best player. I mean, seriously, see, I mean, that's why I sometimes have problems with a lot of Indian football fans. I think, guys, what are we talking about? So if you say that Chantil doesn't deserve, then shut it down. Right? Honestly, shut it down. Will Super Cup be 2 legs, chaos, or centralized group stage? Rushabh, no idea. Anyone who's thinking that the Super Cup is happening next month, not happening. If you were FC Goa CEO, will your approach towards Nasser home game will be maximization of profit just to the bare minimum because the stadium just 19K capacity? Gaurav, for that, if I was CEO of FC Goa, I would have to have a look what are my possibilities for that match and what can I do? Because I don't know if you've seen, Ravi put out a very, very nice long message today in regard to a lot of things and thanked whoever has been part of the journey. And again, first of all, you have to take care of the FC Goa fans, those who are there, who were there on Wednesday, who were there in the last 11 years. That's your first thing. You have to take care of the so-called football family. And at 19,000, maybe that capacity can be pushed by 1-2K maybe. That will become, so therefore, I think there is no maximization of profit. If you are doing maximization of profit, you know what? You would say, listen, everybody out, Ronaldo coming, 5,000 rupees a ticket, okay, do it. Your problem is, Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to come. That's what is the status at this moment in time. So you can't do that. So this whole maximization of profit, there is no maximization of profit because that match will cost them more also. Security, other things will cost them much more. So therefore, if Goa can get out of this game with a big 0, that'll be success. No exit clause means another steamer in making. Only hope is that being Indian coach Khalid may self-resign if national team performance is poor. Then you don't know Khalid. AIFF is forcing me to watch cricket at this point. Only women's team is keeping me in. Pranjal, don't blame the AIFF. On a bad day, even you, even I, even we, all of us need to watch and support Indian football. Period. This day, that day, whatever day, you need to support it. This channel at least deserves the same number of followers as Dhanraj or Musa Bhai. Thank you, Surya, but yeah, that's not for me. That's why I say always I need your support. I need your help to grow this channel. Whenever you watch the short videos, do hype them. Again, the views of the short videos are not that good at the moment. The lives are quite good, but the short videos aren't. So therefore, guys, I need you. So spread it around, spread it amongst your friends, spread it in Indian football, WhatsApp groups as well. And then thank you as always for your support. Again, that's why like, share, subscribe. I need your support. Without your support, this channel will not be able to grow. And that's why you need to like, hype, share. And if you haven't, subscribe. Thank you, everyone. For that, I need to speak in Hindi. Sadly not happening. Bengali is the most I can do at the moment. So what are the incentive for a good coach to coach India? See, some coaches have been out for a while. Some coaches are looking for trying to change something around. India is an interesting one. I mean, we've had some interesting coaches. I mean, at the time when he signed, Bob Houghton was a big name, right? Bob Houghton coached in China. He's coached in Africa. He used to coach in the old NASL, Toronto Blizzard. He's coached Malmö, to coach them to the European Cup. So big coaches have come here. So there's always an interest. When I Googled up, it shows in a match between Mohun Bagan and Johor Bagan, a player had been excluded from the team. Shirlish Bosch found that and someone speculated because of the player. That's why the thing, right? That's the problem with this whole speculation stuff and Googling or using Wikipedia and whatever stuff. It's been called acted as a museum in Kolkata. So if you want to visit, what's the story? Let's see. May should make a video regarding a foundation of Mohun Bagan East Bengal for these post-ISL Indian football fans. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, Zaravar. Actually, something to think of. From Shalish Bosch is from East Bengal. Someone left the form. East Bengal reporters maybe knowledge little and little knowledge maybe harm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Goku. Right? So all the big Al Nassr team foreign players have their own social media manager who keeps a track of all their social media interactions with fans. I was surprised if Ronaldo decides to leave this game. Gaurav, it's not about social media numbers, right? You have to. I love this thing. Because the point is, India is an interesting market. India is an exciting market. Great, but where are the numbers to back it up in regard to commercials? There isn't any. So all these numbers that you or others present, if there is no money to be made, then all of these conversations don't make sense, right? That's a huge problem, right? To be honest. So therefore, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So therefore, for me, Cristiano Ronaldo coming to India, I don't see it. According to you, which players are deserving but not getting national team call out? LA Cinematics, if I look at the squad, I would surely say Brandon. I don't know why Brandon is not in the squad. Therefore, again, it would be nice if the AIFF says if he's injured or not. Otherwise, I think he's called up. There are some surprising elements. Players who I wouldn't have called up. Alex Saji doesn't make the cut for me. Sunil, Benjamin, Danish Farouk doesn't make it. Even Rahul KP, it's rather that he's called up players that I wouldn't have called up. There are not many players that you don't call up. I mean, it's the same lot at the end of the day, right? How does a Manveer Singh, we've talked about it, get in? Yeah. So therefore, that's as it stands at this situation, not too many surprises, right? East Bengal history, one of the founders was Sir M.N. Roy Chaudhary, the Maharaja of Santosh, of course, who donated the Santosh Trophy. He was also one of the founders of AIFF. My grandpa was his principal secretary since 1925-26. Oh, that's nice. Most of the founders of East Bengal were affluent businessmen, landlords, zamindars who were also highly educated. Two of my mother's mamas, maternal uncles, Manindra Dattaroy and Bhanu Dattaroy, both captains of East Bengal. M. Dattaroy was also president of AIFF, beside chief selector. And there was the M. Dattaroy trophy in the past, if you want to go back. And therefore, yeah, that's why, Uchu, thank you that you were able to give this part of the history. There are reasons for why these things were created. Super Football did a brilliant video on East Bengal history. Should definitely check out, guys. Damn, I miss Ankush. Yeah, sure. We spoke about it, right? Brilliant platform. In my opinion, should make video thumbnails more attractive. That may increase viewership. Plus, make videos regarding European football as well as that brings European football fans. Yeah, so I've been doing some of the European fans, and again, I'm not the most savvy in making thumbnails and stuff. So again, I can talk, I can write, but that I can do these lives. I can just edit the videos and put something together. That in itself is I'll be honest, so therefore, yeah, I know what you mean. Lastly, AIFF needs to look and be serious at its league, ISL I League. Otherwise, clubs would fall apart next season without investment. Avinash, yes, but the question is, if the ISL doesn't happen, then the I League also suffers. So therefore, the I League as a league, so to say, that it will save things very, very difficult. Suresh Chaudhary, another founder of East Bengal, was the Zamindar of Masua in present Bangladesh. He was Santosh Maharaja's son-in-law. I would love to check out Mohun Bagan, East Bengal history that divides these two fan bases on what terms? Ethnic lines, Goku, very simple. Ethnic lines, so that's the thing. Hi, Raj. You said we don't know Khalid. So you're trying to say he's Steamach 2.0. He's not even a Steamach. Ask people who worked with him, right? So, yeah. So therefore, very difficult. Let's see. These paper cards shown live on SSCN, Prasad Bharati Sports, YouTube, Super League Kerala, YouTube. They're giving rights to all. Yeah, I luckily do not do any work anymore for the German Federation, so I can't state what they're doing, what they're not doing. Ronaldo also will get a lot of non-sporting benefits out of the FC Goa match if he decides to come in this last few years of his footballers. Gaurav, the guy has more than enough. Do you understand what he earns in Saudi? And so therefore he doesn't need all of that. His interactions, as at Al Nasser, right, would be different than what it is when we speak about, we spoke yesterday. It is of a different level, right? So therefore, for me, we have to be honest enough to understand that this is not about India. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't need India, right? So if he wanted to do something with India, he had a lot of offers to come. I think if it's not for the 2026 World Cup, Ronaldo would play in India. I'm partially. No, it's not, Surya. Last season, he played one of their 5 away matches in the Champions League. So Ronaldo has this in his contract. He's too old. He looks at his body. He wants to stay fit, so therefore, yeah, let's see. They're giving, but why? If Jitin MS doesn't deserve national team call-up, then does it mean Sunil Benjamin, Irfan Yadwat is deserving? As we can see, Jitin is way more better and performing better than them. Any cinematics, Sunil Benjamin, no idea how he gets in. If Jitin MS has been called up, he's not coming because he's with his club. So that's your first thing, right? And Irfan Yadwat is a better player. Sorry, Irfan Yadwat, if you see what he's done over the last 2 years, wow. Right? So therefore, Irfan Yadwat, way better. And why? Because he's a striker. Jitin has in his positions players like Changte, Manvir, Liston, Ashik, right? Mahesh Nauren. There are too many players in those positions. What would suggest FC Goa manager to do now, continuing in Goa or move out of the country somewhere like Spain and try 1 month and come back fully prepared? Gaurav, at the moment, I think it doesn't make sense. I think before the September window, it makes no sense because your players will be part of the national team and seniors and juniors, and I would think that post, one second, let me just check what are the dates. So the dates of the matches are 17th September, 1st October, 22nd October. Yeah, the problem is that your India matches get over earliest on the 4th, right? So there isn't time to really go abroad. And the problem is you want to have that home advantage. Now, the problem is when do you go? Because every 2 weeks, 3 weeks you're playing and then you've got international matches. So the window is not there actually to go abroad, right? I would rather say maybe go to the Middle East or maybe go to Southeast Asia and play matches. I would have said if you're 1 second. FC Goa's first match is, but they're playing at home at Al Zawra, right? So therefore that doesn't make sense. But your first match away is at Istiklal. That's one of the ones that you want to win. Maybe between September 17th and 1st October, you could maybe go to a Dubai or somewhere for a training camp. That would make sense. I think Europe is too far away. Good evening, Dark Knight. Welcome back. You can use AI to make thumbnails. In fact, Rova has been using AI thumbnails in recent videos. Okay. Yeah, that's something which I can actually think about. Are ethnicity still relevant? Ismail Mobile might fade away on incident based on the football they play. Today's and tomorrow's future youth might not associate to Koti and Bangla. Football India, it is a topic. I think you've seen a lot of younger football fans who now support Mohun Bagan actually have parents and grandparents who are Bangals, so that they support success. I'm interested to see the success of Diamond Harbour FC in the coming years. If Diamond Harbour FC gets more successful, will they suddenly have more fans or not? Will be very interesting to see. So yeah, I think Ronaldo's annual contract is more than any ISL budget, or at least close to it. Ronaldo's contract is more than, I think you could hold 2 years of the ISL with that budget. The money you can earn is, you can buy ISL. Yeah. I don't think CSM would be coming to India unless Al Nassr is in position of lifesaver. Sorry. Shumit says, I don't think CSM would be coming to India unless Al Nassr is in position of lifesaver we needed, which is not going to happen. So no point putting more workload. Yeah. I think, but in era of I-League, clubs have performed better, like Bangalore FC even go through final of the AFC Cup, whereas now in ISL era, clubs barely go through knockout stages. Ellie Cinematics, yes, because the ACL2 has a club like Al Nassr. Al Nassr didn't play AFC Cup. The clubs from the UAE, from Qatar, from Iran didn't play. The competition is much, much tougher. Less clubs in the Champions League. We had 40 clubs in the Champions League, right? FC Goa, Mumbai City is actually well in the Champions League. Looking at the competition. So they have to, that's important. Yes, ethnicity is still relevant in Bengal with the influx of illegal Bangladeshi post 72. The hate against East Bengal people have increased by a lot in Bengal. Yeah. Who is this guy? If he is not fit, let him not come. Why overhype him? He's not the old player, what he was. We should stop player obsession, be ready to face the strong sides from Asia. Football India, I don't think there's an overhype. I think that the point you raise about overhyping players, yes, I totally agree with you. But that is the Indian psyche. Look at cricket, look at Bollywood. We hype, right? We love to hype in India or in Indian context. So therefore, that I need to keep in mind. And that's the thing, the challenge that there is. So to me, Cristiano Ronaldo would be, Neymar didn't come to play Mumbai City, so therefore he would be the biggest name to play a competitive match on Indian soil. The biggest, right? So if he comes, great. If it doesn't, yeah. I think Khalid mistakes Sunil Benjamin for Sunil Chetri. Dark Knight, that's why. A Tamil chef, my neighbor, didn't know who Ronaldo was, just watches cricket. He just said hello when they met. Then the chef Googled. In the meantime, Ronaldo steps out of the hotel and is mobbed. Very nice story. With this guy, people are ignoring the Mohun Bagan draw, where they might be able to sneak through with Mumbai City-like performance. Football India, Mohun Bagan, and this is something which you have to remember, if Mohun Bagan fans like it or not. Mohun Bagan have been the biggest underachievers at continental level as an Indian club. Unlike East Bengal, who over the decades have done decent for an Indian club. Won the ASEAN Club Cup in 2003. Goa, Mumbai City did well in the Champions League in the past. BFC reached, as just mentioned earlier, the AFC Cup final. So therefore, if you're expecting something from Mohun Bagan, no. But again, India lives off hype. So the whole Cristiano Ronaldo story, so yeah, to me, was clear that is going to happen. Even though, the funny one is I was tracking Al Nassr yesterday because they signed Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich yesterday. That for them was the bigger story than the ACL2 draw. They didn't even take the ACL2 draw seriously. So this is just to put things into perspective. What is important for them and what is important for us are two different things. Ghoti and Bangal thing is still prevalent. Just check out Bengali matrimonial adverts. But yes, a lot of the families have mixed ethnicity and it's not a new phenomenon. That's also true. Will Nasser game be the biggest game for Mano's career? Gaurav, he's coached in La Liga. He's coached against Real Madrid and Barcelona. I don't think so. That would be, if you ask me, those were La Liga league games. So I would have said that Las Palmas would have been bigger. Both Messi and Ronaldo are performing in international matches as well, which are many a times more competitive than the regular league game matches. Very true. Another player who doesn't deserve national team call-up is Danish Farooq. He's among the worst Indian defensive midfielders. In fact, I was a fans. Hate Danish with passion. Yeah, Zoravar. Yeah, that's one of the points. If any Indian team achieves something in foreign soil, then there will be attraction. I mean, a big stage. Goku, yes. Any success is important for Indian football. Al Hilal playing in Mumbai was way bigger, the biggest club in Asia, most number of championships in Asia, who defeated Man City recently, not the other Saudi club who's playing in second tier. Yeah, clearly, but Ronaldo plays for, CR7 plays for Al Nassr, so there is this perception that Al Nassr is the bigger club, which they aren't. I agree with you. Yes, why ACL2 might have teams like Al Nassr, but Bangalore FC have beaten clubs like Johor, Darul Tassim, that was the defending champion that time, and now they're in ACL Elite, not in ACL2. LE Cinematics, you can't compare 2016 with now because JDT nowadays is a Spanish team. They are not an Asian team, so therefore don't make that comparison. You are trying to make a comparison there where is no comparison. The ACL2 today is way higher than the AFC Cup was, right? And the group stage is what? You're playing against South Asian teams. Now the group stages are you playing the best teams in Asia. So you can't make that comparison. So your group stage was a cakewalk, right? So don't. That's why that's a reality. Al Nassr will easily win ACL2. Abram, I don't think so. They would be top favorites as on paper, but I think that there are other teams who potentially could give them a fight for the money, right? If you look at Al Wasl, Al Ali, Sepahan is going to be interesting. Then we see the East Asian side. Gamba Osaka is strong. Beijing potentially could be. Pohang Steelers. There are a lot of teams with quality in the ACL2. Like FC Goa beats Al Nassr, or you know what I'm trying to say, when ACL2 Mohun Bagan or Goa, just saying. Winning the tournament is bigger. So will Al Nassr bring other foreigners except CR7? That night, let's see. They will surely bring foreigners, but I don't know who's going to come or not, who's going to be injured or not now. Remember the Mumbai City thing and the hype around Neymar, and then Neymar was injured, right? And all of it was for nothing. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see. CR7 is always owned by Al Hilal, says Football India. Yeah, not only him, but I think Al Nassr, right? He has gone to Saudi, he's not won anything, right? So if this is going to be his last season, he will want to either win the Saudi Pro League or win ACL2, or at least win something, right? So for him, or the Saudi Cup, but think, so therefore for me, let's see. Do you think I-League players move too early to RSL clubs? I mean, it's difficult to take offers, right? Yeah, Rishabh, it's money. So therefore, it is a problem. If you move from lower leagues to top tier, for example, I remember when Irfan Yadwad moved from Bangalore United, I-League 2 to the ISL to Chennai. I thought the jump was too much. Maybe he should have gone to an I-League team, or maybe sign an ISL team and then be loaned to an I-League team. He did somewhat make it in the end, but I think that maybe 1 year in the I-League would have helped him better and helped his development more. Give a prediction by who's going to win ACL2 and ACL Elite. LE Cinematics, too early to say. As I said, Al Nassr to me are certainly the top favorites, looking at the squad that they have, but there are at least 7, 8, 9 other teams who could, and the knockouts in Asia are always crazy, right? It's not as if, if you want to take it, right? So to me, Al Hilal surely will be one of the favorites. If I look at those, Al Ahly, defending champions, will surely be someone. The South Korean, the Japanese teams, JDT was mentioned over here, right? Mainly a Spanish team could be interesting. The Qatari sides might be interesting as well. So therefore, Al Saad, Al Duhail. There are a lot of teams who could be favorites. Is this the easiest group for Mohun Bagan Super Giant? No. There is no easy group for an Indian team. Al Nassr now looks stronger than last, especially in the attack by signing Joao Felix and Como. Yeah, surely. Dempo played against Al Muharraq, Lebanese, Kuwaiti, Syrian, Bahraini sides and used to qualify out of the group stages. Football India, we were in different era. Yeah, very true. Even Dempo reached the semi-finals of the AFC Cup, but those were different days. Do you mean like no one is watching I-League and ISL, like no one gives any kind of offer to any players in India? No. Why would someone sign an Indian player abroad? If I can sign an European, if I can sign a South American, if I can sign an African, why would I sign an Indian player? Right? Just come up with the logic. While Indian clubs are now losing to Bangladeshi, Malaysian clubs. Yeah. Neymar's injury was hilarious. Some of our friends were so hyped and at the same time paid for ticket price. And the FC Goa should take advantage of all the hype. Rushabh, again, Mumbai City switched from the Balewadi to D.Y. Patil, which made sense, and they did generate something. So, yeah. So, therefore, FC Goa doesn't have that opportunity. 19,000, 20,000. I remember the 2015 ISL final against Chennai, massive hype. I think there were 10,000 people outside of the stadium trying to get in. How many goal difference between the top Asian clubs and our 6-7 goals? Yeah, on a normal day, I would say yes. Alala test match against Waldhof Mannheim, saw it yesterday. Yeah, they're in Germany. Yeah. So that's the thing. Goku, you may like I-League. I do. In fact, I-League matches are more entertaining, especially during the end of this. I-League winning was crazy. Yeah. So now, last time ACL2, Lion City Sailors was in finals in one club, so anything could happen if things do the right way. Yeah, but it was, who was it? The Japanese team who fielded the wrong player and lost one leg 0-3. That's why they got through. Yeah, if Ronaldo doesn't show up, people are going to buy those overpriced tickets and not disappointed. Yeah. Yeah. If FC Goa does it, I'm not sure if FC Goa is going to do it, but that could be something that is, that could be happening. So let's wait and see. Mumbai City FC is in trouble, though. A City Football Group is likely to leave. So now, if the ISL doesn't happen, they will leave. If the ISL happens, they will stay. So there's nothing to worry about. Mumbai City is in the same boat as everybody else. I don't know why, this is, again, there are people who are trying to do clickbaiting by saying all of these things. City Football Group is looking at the situation in India. I think everybody should, right? And there are other teams who will shut down before City Football Group leaves Mumbai. Mohun Bagan should start ACL2 with win against Ahal SC, which gives some hope that they are the most easiest team than Sepahan and Abraham, football is it? Football isn't like, they play them and they're going to beat them. We've lost 2 teams to Turkmenistan and Tajikistan. So therefore, it's not so easy. What I'm trying to say that the lower divisions of Asia, even neighbor countries, clubs don't make any kind of offers to us. Yeah, why would they, Goku? Why? Is it true City would leave? Yeah, Rushabh. I mean, why would they stay on if there is no league in India? Simple question, right? Do you think that City Football Group would get involved in an AIFF run organized league? I don't think that will happen. So therefore, we have to be honest to ourselves what kind of a league will happen. And from that perspective, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Right, 1 hour and now 39 minutes on this Saturday evening. Quick reminder, those who are watching you live, like, share, and subscribe. I need your support, guys. Spread it out. Watch the short videos. I know you guys need to help me, support me, and share it, And therefore, without you, this channel will not be able to grow. I need your help. Again, also your piece of advice. What can I do? What should I do? Zarawa says, Mohun fans hardly trust Munir winning any match in ACL2. That's also a thing. What we're seeing is a complete disintegration of the ISL teams if this impasse continues. Exactly, Uchit. And that's the fear in general. So therefore, this is it. Tomorrow, not sure if I will be able to do a live. Let me see if I can, because I'm a little busy with local football over here. And then Monday, Tuesday, Monday I have to play a charity football game. On Tuesday, I have to play a charity paddle game. So I'm going to be myself a little active. Do support the channel. Do support Arun Foot, not only here, but also my Instagram, my Twitter, X account, my threads, arunfoot.com, and I'll be back very, very soon. And I'll catch you. Thanks. Good night.